Hi and welcome back to another replay commentary. This time we're looking at the build that I haven't talked about very much, and that is AD, kind of AP, mostly lifesteal Warwick. So it's going to be drain tank rather than full tank, no Cinderhawk on this boy, no Sunfire Cape, and not many health items to speak of. Speaking of which, we see ahri go into the jungle, so we go ahead and go for the 1v1 because we have Conqueror on this Warwick top with Ignite. There is literally no way to lose this, and ahri is quite weak at level 1 as well, with no tentacles being formed yet, and only her Q with its high cooldown, she's not going to get very far. So what we do is that we know that in order to get the kill we have to flash. And what's she going to do when we flash? She's going to flash. Now, what can you do as Warwick when someone flashes? You attach to them by holding Q, and then we can just pop the Ignite. To be honest, we probably didn't even need to use the Ignite, and then get the kill there. Ignite is pretty safe, and there's still quite a lot of time until the laning phase. Okay, the laning phase is starting. But there's going to be some time until I need an Ignite again, probably. With that, we can easily take lane priority, and let's talk about Warwick and why I'm taking Doran's Ring and what the build is. So, I'll play this in top lane or in the jungle. Sometimes I kind of prefer top lane, to be honest. And we take Doran's Ring for the mana regen, because spamming his Q for the regen all the time. Do those tentacles look normal? Is that how they're supposed to look? I'm not sure about that one. But in any case, Doran's Ring gives us regen to spam Q, which in turn gives us sustain, which I think is better than Doran's Shield in this case. At least in this case, where we're allowed to hit minions and we're allowed to Q minions and things like that. Against someone like Teemo, you probably wouldn't want that. That does set our Conqueror Adaptive Force to be ability power, which isn't that bad. But it's not as good as having AD, but we need the mana regen. You could alternatively go for Doran's Blade or Doran's Shield if you don't want to have that. The only problem is you might run out of mana. In any case, our next item is going to be either Blade of the King or Trinity Force, depending whatever the heck we want. You can go Wit's End against AP enemies as well. Wit's End is kind of a core item, but when the enemy doesn't have any AP, you know, it's a bit annoying to have to not build it. If that makes sense. Sorry, excuse me. So, for the rest of this lane, we're going to be able to mostly focus on farming, and absolutely any harass ahri throws at us, we will just sustain. As long as we stay behind minions and we dodge her E, we'll be fine. What happens here is that Shaco and ahri try to go in on Volibear, and she focuses to the clone. You know, the real volley is right there. And gets absolutely bodied. Again, our Ignite is back up, so we go ahead and cast it again to secure the kill and deny any healing she could have done. Our Senna reconnects, that's great. We take their blue buff and I go back to lane, except it's already pushed, so we recall. Now we get Vamp Scepter. Now Vamp Scepter is an item that for some reason does so much better than almost any other item I buy early. You'd think Doran's Blade would do similar, but for some reason, I don't know. Vamp Scepter seems to power spike. So you have healing on your passive, which triples when you're below, I believe, a quarter of your health. Or is it half your health? It gets bigger anyway, as your health gets lower. We're going to get another gank from the mid laner who just happened to be bored. She does flash, and I didn't actually see it just because it went through the bushes, so I was kind of holding onto my Q. But we get the Q ECC just to finish her off. So yeah, your passive increases healing the lower your health is, essentially. We're going to get some lifesteal on our Vamp Scepter, which will also apply on Q, because it applies on hit effects. Actually, I'm not sure how that works, but Q does apply on hit effects. That's great with Wit's End and Blade of the Ruined King. And more importantly, buying the longsword and Vamp Scepter is going to bring our AD over our AP and give us back physical damage on our Conqueror. AP does scale with Q and does, I believe, scale with Ultimate, but AD is still, for many reasons, obviously superior. Again, we're going to keep farming, and that's why I'm talking more about the build than the game. We're absolutely demolishing ahri whenever we need to. And we do watch out for her ult sometimes, but sometimes she will be an absolute idiot, and then we'll just have no choice but to kill her. Okay, we're going for Blade of the Ruined King, which is going to help us against the tanky ahri and the potentially tanky Thresh. It's a bit overkill this game because this ahri is literally worthless. She gets ganked again and dies. This does mean that the enemy has taken the Mountain Drake due to... oh, they've just taken it, I guess. They got a Shaco on their team. But we're able to get plenty of platings here, and I get fed, jungle gets fed. Everything's going well. Bot lane is behind. Yeah, they're very behind, but Thresh has been taking all of the kills. so that's okay. So, anyway, Blade Rune, yeah, this is... She E's me and then ults the E. And then proceeds to walk out of her safe zone. I think the flash is unnecessary here, but you know what? It's a kill. And this translates to objectives, such as the tower and the Rift Herald. Warwick doesn't have AoE, so it's very tempting to go for things like Tiamat. In jungle, it's necessary. But in top lane, I don't think it's particularly necessary unless you definitely need to go over someone. I didn't want to use my ult, but I ended up using it anyway. So there we go. Then we go for the Herald. Yeah. If you need wave clear for whatever reason, then Tiamat could be a good option. I mean, Tiamat's always a good option, but for some reason I prefer just getting straight up attack damage and attack speed. Like Blade of the Ruin King or Wit's End usually. Sometimes maybe I'll go for Trinity Force, but the lifesteal, the extra lifesteal is also very attractive. And the ability to keep up with the enemy using Blaze active. I know that Trinity Force has the Phage passive, but still. Essentially what you're doing is you're playing Aatrox without actually being Aatrox, because Aatrox doesn't exist in the game anymore. All we have now is BBtrox that you can also build attack speed on, but it's not quite as good. We've got an Primal Vest, which is a bit overkill again, because she's 0-5, but there's a chance that she ults and makes a comeback, right? Now she can't. Even if she ults, she's still going to take Grievous Wounds, assuming she ult attacks, which she has to. Then we heal and she doesn't, essentially. She's zoned from hitting the clone just because I'm threatening her. And any damage we take, like I said, we're just going to heal back up. Even tower damage like that. With that we can place the Herald because she simply overstayed her welcome in my lane. Herald's going to shove it down top whilst we go ahead and counter jungle the Shaker. Now we can start applying our lead in other places. Since the tower is gone, she's going to take a while pushing it back up. We go ahead and help put some turret damage into mid. Shaco just kind of appears and he dies as well. And we're not going to have to go back in the replay for that because he's such an insignificant thing there. Most Thresh hard chases Rumble upwards. I tried to get a little bit of a push, but Ahri comes back and I see Thresh is probably also coming back. So I'm here waiting for some kind of defense. I'm a little bit confident. I've got 404, Blade Rune King, Primal Vest, but Jinx already has an Infinity, which is kind of scary. Since Ahri takes turret aggro, I do ult onto her. Although this is probably an earlier ult than I'd like. I'd like to talk about the trading patterns, although I was going to kind of wait until an example popped up. So, I've actually done several commentaries with Warwick before, I just haven't uploaded them because they're trash quality. Hopefully this one isn't too trash quality, but I think the game is brilliant and can kind of speak for itself, even if my commentary is absolute trash. So, because your E gives you a rather large damage reduction, and when you are below half health, below 25% health, you get increased regeneration. You can get a lot of pseudo tankiness just by pressing E when you're at low health with some attack speed, or using Q or using ultimate, and saving it during that time. Sorry, I said and saving your ultimate or Q during the time when you are below 25% health. That might have not been too clear. And that's just going to make you deceptively tanky, and this is not going to work if you're being absolutely pelted up the ass with burst and grievous wounds. But otherwise it can be exceptional, and you have to choose when you want to kind of get your burst healing, which is going to be the AD and AP scalings on your Q, and the multiple on-hit healings on your ultimate. If you ult, then you're also immobilizing someone else, sorry, suppressing them even, meaning that they aren't dealing damage to you, which is another way that you mitigate damage. Here, I'm not going in, I'm just kind of waltzing around. It looks like I'm going in because I've just got that move speed going. Mostly a bit of a macro game going on. I say that with rather low CS, but hey. Going for that Wit's End. The ahri isn't fed and they don't have much magic damage, but Wit's End is just such a good item. If there's any reason to build magic resistance, Wit's End is just generally so good. So good on Warwick. The reason I'd compare him to old Aatrox is because Aatrox, if you build attack speed, then you get plenty of little heals. Same with Warwick on his passive. If you play Aatrox and you build AD, we had to go in on Jinx there. Well, I felt I had to. This is a bit of a mistake of an engage because simply there was just not enough. There just wasn't enough of us, I guess, to kill that many people. But yeah, if you build AD on old Aatrox, if you did build AD on old Aatrox, I should say, you would get rather big heals from the AD scaling on your W. You'd also get it from building health since his more recent update, you know, before he turned into BB-Trox. And you kind of get the same effect on Warwick's Q. If you build lots of AD, then you, or AP especially, if you've seen that, you get tons of healing on Q, so you get burst healing rather than... Does that make sense? Maybe it makes sense. In any case, I like him a lot because he's a lot like Aatrox, but in the same way, he's also not the same. We're able to get a nice catch on these guys, so I help get the kill with Blade Ruin King there and then get the kill on Malawi. Currently 826, doing really well. We're able to brawl through a lot of their team, and I think the brawls are only going to get better, and the lifesteal is only going to get better as the game goes on. Still have ultimate at this point. Trying to get some kind of bait. And then here, I do ult, but Shaco takes it, and then he's going to get away. Although he's killed by an AoE, and then Senna will take the rest. Almost a misplay by me, but the team makes up for it. Not Fred tanks the turret if I can just heal off a minion. The Q heal is really good. Overheal is ridiculously good in lane anyway. In jungle less so because you're constantly not at full health. But in laning, overheal is really good. Especially once you get Blade Ruin King. You got a Wit's End as well. And Wit's End synergies even more with that when you're on lower health. Your healing gets increased. So then you press E with Wit's End and this. It's insane. Now as a drain tank, you want to increase the effective HP of every health point that you restore through your healing. And we do that by buying resistances. So that's why we have 4 mil, which is 100 armor. Or was it 80? 80 armor. You could also buy Frozen Heart, but Grievous Wounds is OP. Anyway, we slap onto Jinx, beat the crap out of her, beat everyone up with literally no fear, because we can just heal it all back. Shaco pops out of nowhere. Now we're going to keep pushing. As I said, the brawls they're just going to get better. And there's some more drain tanking to go on later. No fear of the Shaco. Still going to hit the turret. You take a bit more turret damage than I'd want, but it's easy to Q a minion and just get it all back. Okay. Next up, we're going for Spirit Visage. Actually, I don't know why I'm going for Spirit Visage. I think we've got enough healing, but it's a good passive, I guess, just like Wit's End. Maybe we're over committing to AP resistance, but it's fine. It's fine. With Warwick's Q as well doing max health damage, and with Blade Ruin King doing percent current health damage, Baron will go down very easily, and it's very easy for you to speed the tank for the Baron, or solo the Baron at some points in the game. I'd like to mention, whilst we're going through it, you can see the gameplay, it speaks for itself. A few items that I probably wouldn't buy, probably wouldn't be too keen on Rageblade, simply because it's... You aren't not going to have Wit's End and Blade Ruin King. And then having a third item slot for an on-hit item like that, first of all you're capping attack speed, and you're not taking lethal tempo because that means you're not taking Conqueror. Rageblade is simply overkill, and the on-hits aren't really the source of your power. They are, but it's too much to overcommit into that. Any case, with Dragon, when we knew Dragon was up, we waited in this bush, waited for Jinx or someone to appear. It just happened to be Jinx, so I took the chance and ulted her, and then we got a lot of damage off. Volibear didn't have ultimate, sorry, didn't have passive, so we trying to kind of stall for time. Shaco is trying to wiggle his way in, and we keep stopping and starting the Dragon. With the ward gone, I think about it, and although Volibear is able to fling Shaco, Shaco comes back for a fight with the clone, and will run out of stealth, but be caught in a Rumble ultimate and die, meaning the Dragon is almost certainly ours once we go back for it. What I did do was ult over the wall and try to kill everyone. Jinx respawned and threw a rocket to little avail. We're all still alive, and the Dragon is still ours. So what I like about Warwick is that I can talk about drain tanks like I know something, because I've spent many years playing Aatrox, and this is probably the only character that kind of thing applies to in the same way. Literally trolling, by the way, by running under the tower, but pressing E does reduce the tower damage, which is really good. Now we're going to tank the crap out of this team fight. Are we, or am I going to run away? I can't remember. No, I'm going to run away. Yeah, sorry. Wrong one. My bad. False alarm. Wait till the next one. See, if it doesn't happen at all, I'm just going to feel sad. Anyway, that Thresh derps into a minion. I wanted to play Thresh, by the way, but I picked Warwick because he picked Thresh. Now he's going to go for another hook, I believe. I think he's going to hook a minion. Wait, no. My memory's wrong, because this game was only yesterday. That's too far away. Okay. Shove it down mid. Baron spawning up. Coming up. We got 3 Cloud Drakes, meaning ultimates are on very low cooldown. And with a team like ours, that is incredibly powerful. Activate W. Let's go help out the Volibear here. Fortunately, there's a impassable piece of terrain that Jinx can use to kite over. Sorry about the camera spam there. Just trying to stay kind of near enough to the fight. But knowing that they're dead, I'm just going to go ahead and back away. Maybe this is the point where I could have done a team fight. I could have moved in here. But I was scared of CC. At not one point did I say I'd go into that fight. What I am going to do is do it again a few seconds later. Which means that all their crowd control is back up, but hey. I wait in the bush. They're pushing up, and I'm waiting for Volibear to respawn. This means I'm going to have backup. I don't even think he makes it to the fight, actually. So basically, all I needed was the confidence to actually go in, because this is the first time I do a 1 versus multiple fight. I believe I just Blade of the Ruined King onto Thresh, but that was with me moving around, waiting for the Thresh hook, which actually goes really off target. So now that his CC is down, we can go ahead and ignore him. I E ridiculously early because I want to get the CC, and I think that this... not necessarily a mistake, because I'm more than tanky enough for them. Due to my resistances, Fawn Mail, and etc. But it would be very useful now that when I'm on lower health. If you're in a tougher fight, it would be much safer to save it, but you have to judge whether the CC is more important. Anyway, we beat the absolute crap out of them. Ezreal's mana damage helps as well, and that's going to take those 2 kills there. But we could have cleaned that up 1v3. I can say that with utmost confidence, mostly because Alawi is 216, 212. He's not 16, don't give that much of a discredit. In any case, that is a free Baron for us. We're going to go ahead, finish our Spirit Visage, and go for a Tiamat, because what else is there to build? And that's going to go into Ravenous Hydra, not Titanic Hydra. You can do either, but, you know, more lifesteal, more fun. You are, of course, with this build, shut down by Grievous Wounds. And when people start building Grievous Wounds, especially across multiple champions, that's when you want to start investing in things like Sterax and more health items. More health items, less kind of resistance and lifesteal items. Because that means that you'll get encountered less. You still want to have some. You don't want to just completely abandon the build. Also, Jinx decides to walk up and allow me to ult her, so I can't say no to that. And with this, we can just kind of stand here until the game is ended, and they choose to end it themselves. I don't know how to feel about this commentary. I feel like I've pointed out some at least fun things about the Drain Tank style that I would be saying if I was playing Aatrox, but he's gone, so I'm playing a dog instead. Please like and comment if you want to see more doggo videos, and I will be sure to post them, because I do really enjoy playing him, especially when games go well like this. Sometimes they can go less well, and then I do have to build almost traditional, but not quite. I'll still always have some kind of AD on hit, something or other. I'd never go Cinderhawk. He's really fun, and he's fun to talk about. Like, drain tanking is one of the most thrilling ways to play League, and absolutely I'll do more of this if you guys want. And if you do want, subscribe and ring the notification bell. I don't think I said that wrong. Notification bell to hear when I make another video. Alright, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.